All right, let me begin again. Welcome back, beautiful souls. Namaste. Not quite sure how the muted mic happened. Welcome back to Top Tarot Minors. This has been a crazy journey, actually, and very irregular in the recordings, so I apologize for that. But it is a series that I do want to complete, so that you can have these relatively short episodes available in a playlist to refer to at any time. I think when we look at the individual cards through a series of decks, we can begin to find our own way with the cards. And this indeed is one way of learning to expand your vocabulary with reading, other than taking a course. So yeah, I think this is it's a wonderful practice unto itself. And today is Queen of Swords, as I may have already mentioned. And this is a very powerful card. I am going to start with this one from the Dark Goddess Tarot tonight, the Witch of Air, who is Oya. It's an incredibly beautiful card. I feel inspired by this particular court. It is full of strength and wisdom and tremendous insight and agency, the ability to know oneself. There's just something, it's almost a haunting energy, and there is so much negativity around this queen, but this queen really is one to inspire. Yeah. And if you don't know who I am, if you're just popping in today, my name is Sadhana, and I've been reading for a very long time, reading the tarot, also work in the healing arts, among other things, and I hope you enjoy the discussion today. Oya is the Yoruba and Sun Terra goddess of the whirlwind, the beautiful, violent, fearless daughter of Yamaya, goddess of the sea. She controls the air and the winds. Warrior and horsewoman, she rides storms into battle and wields a beaded horsetail, the irukere, to stir up lightning, and I apologize for my mispronunciations. Her name translates to terror, or terror, the force that rips down to the roots. Oya dances over the earth, twirling in her dress of many colors. She brings change to all she touches. Her power drives the transformation of the world. She is the force of destruction and carries the potential for renewal in its wake. Known for her fierce passions, Oya is protective of the one she loves, although she's careless of the chaos she can cause. She is more complex than her energy, and ferocity makes... She is more complex than her energy, and ferocity make apparent. She has experienced deep sorrow, but she is not broken by it. Oya gave birth to 9 stillborn children. She remembers them through tying colored scarves around her waist, using the sacred cloth that contains every color but black. She journeys to the place of creation, to the holy city of life. She dances her prayer for her children's rebirth. She dances in and out of the heart of mystery. She dances up a new world. Her places of power are places of change and transition. One is the marketplace, where her people gather to exchange the money, goods, and services desired and required by their lives. The marketplace is where Oya oversees the changing of fortunes and the practices of business. Another special place of hers is the gate of a cemetery. She is the guardian of the realm of the ancestors and the goddess who greets souls as they prepare to enter that realm. Her power moves people from one way of living to another and from one world to the next. So there is within this goddess a tremendous level of experience, emotional experience, personal trauma that has been processed and endured. And I think in all of these Queens of Swords that I will share with you tonight, there is this sense of strength that is so admirable, so very, very remarkable. And the wisdom, the intelligence comes through a life lived. There's a fearlessness. And this connection of book knowledge, vocabulary, articulation, the ability to speak is something that the Queen of Swords has invited into her toolbox because she knows that being articulate is a powerful tool. It is also a powerful weapon. And the pursuit of knowledge and ultimately wisdom is one that can bring great light as well too. And I think it's important to see the Queen of Swords through different cultures, different lenses, and find a way to know this archetype in your heart, this 16th of your soul, this 16th of your personality chart in your heart, whether it is shining through at this time brightly or not. Truly a remarkable figure. And the intensity here with trust and connection with spirit is also clear as a bell. And you can see that in the Robin Wood Tarot that is just to the right here. This Queen of Swords has lived through experience and knows that this knowledge comes from a place of trust in the divine. And the card to the left as well too, this is from the Wee Moon Tarot, the air matriarch, is intimately connected with spirit. Whether you see this as a healing action or a prayer sent through the wind, there could be different ways you see this connection with the air matriarch and the air and the wind and the cosmos in the background. The hands are also highly significant as well too, because don't forget that the element of air connects us to the heart, and the hands are connected to that as well too. These are the tools of giving and receiving. And while the Queen of Hearts is often thought of as the heart queen, this one by element lives here. And it can take a bit of processing and studying to find that connection. But when you do begin to understand how the elements are connected to our energetic evolution, it can really awaken new connections with the 16 core cards. Voice, sound, heart. And just think how close the throat and the heart are. And when we have a powerful connection between our voice and our heart, so that our voice speaks from the heart, that we speak our truth, that we're able to speak powerfully with loving kindness and compassion. And of course, this queen, like all the other court cards, have very, very shadowy sides. But we tend to see that and talk about that. So today I thought I would emphasize the gifts of this particular amazing court card. The Guardian Tarot is top right here, and Guardian of Air. And again, we see a figure that is connected. We see a crystal singing bowl in the foreground. The guardian is high in elevation, high in the mountains. Hi, Arya, welcome. And the owl is connecting. So we have that sense of wisdom and sight. And we also see an owl in the day, in the brightness of day, which is kind of unusual. I mean, I do see owls in the daytime, okay, well, obviously, occasionally, but there's something here about connecting dark and light. And I do want to talk about dark. This card is from the Dark Goddess Tarot. I want to say hello to Astaria Zen. It's lovely to have you here. Thank you for joining. The dark, so the darkness. The title of this deck is called the Dark Goddess Tarot. This is by Ellen Lorenzi Prince. And once you've been doing this work for a little while and you've done some self-reflection and study and you've learned a little bit about goddess archetypes and reflected on the qualities of receptive and of an active energy in the tarot, there's something about dark that is redundant when we're referring to goddess, because the goddess is the dark polarity to the light that enables us bravely and fearlessly to look within. And I don't know, maybe I could do a whole video on that. I'm sure I've talked about it from time to time, but I just wanted to mention that today. Darkness not being a negative thing, a bad thing, but a receptive thing, a fearless, journeying awareness concept. In the center, the Reine d'Épée from Le Tarot aux Rameaux Étranges, Tarot of the Strange Branches. This is, you can see the strength standing here and the power of the, you might see it as a brand or a tattoo, or on her torso is connected to her femininity, to the strength of her, the feminine aspect of her being. There is no shame. There is only a knowing, and it's sometimes we need this. This is also like the Lilith archetype that stands tall and strong and fearless in the opposing masculine power, the opposing active power, saying, I can be almighty in my feminine. I don't know if that's exactly the right wording, but it's so important. And the thing here is that looking at, I've said this before, but looking at these courts through the eyes of various artists can help you even when you're not working with the deck that, even when you're not working. So what I want to, you can have an image of another deck in mind and speak to its power or its qualities even when you have shuffled a different deck and have it on the table. We can weave together the stories of all of these women when we're talking about the Queen of Swords. And remember, this may not be a human who identifies as female. This strength comes through an acknowledgement, an agency of the receptive energy with a particular tapping into the power of voice and the clarity of mind. I also think that opening line here says a lot. So there is qualities in this deck as well, too, of this marrying of water and air energies. And eventually I want to get to that and have some deep discussions about the evolution of the suit of swords, or the shifting energy of the suit of swords from the element of water to the element of air, and how we can work with both of these elements together and know the quality of swords even better. Now, this particular queen is part of a pair. This is the Tarot Arthurian by Claire Duval. And she sits opposite the king of swords, le roi d'épée, playing a game of chess. And there is, I'm going to put both on the table here. This beautiful meeting of the minds. And it almost, I don't know what you might see in this, but I think I could sit and stare at some of the pairings in this deck. All of the kings and the queens are a scene that you can put the two cards together. And there are not very many tarot decks that do this. And I wanted to show you this one. I don't think I showed you this deck in either of the cups or the wands. The approach, and I'm sure if I looked at the details on the chessboard and the moves that have been made and the pieces that have been taken, might say something about the approach to the game, or the way that one uses mind, intelligence, strategy, because of course the approach of the king is going to be different from the approach of the queen, even on a chessboard. And I haven't looked at the details under the table. And the reason I say that is because of a particular card that comes to mind from the Deviant Moon Tarot. So we get kind of a different energy here, but I think it's also important this whole journey of intelligence and wisdom can be experienced through both the receptive court as well as the active leader court. And it has to do with approach. Yeah. Far left is Druidcraft. Always been a favorite. And another thing about this queen is that she is one, for the most part, we only see one side of their face. Not revealing everything. There's a level of protection. Protection of self, protection of family, protection of rights, protection of voice. There is one Queen of Swords. I no longer have the deck, and that is from the Ostara Tarot, the one that was made by the 4 girls who went to Emily Carr Art School in Vancouver. And that Queen of Swords, I actually would buy the deck again just for that card. It's an incredible card. And in that card I see this connection to spirit. It's like mind, intelligence, voice, heart, and spirit are all one. The King and Queen of Swords Arthurian Tarot overlap in the middle. Is that overlap present in the other suits? Yes. So all of the suits have that in the Kings and the Queens. There is a scene that they share. Yeah. And I will be sharing more of that deck in an upcoming series in the not too distant future. So now I would like to choose top 5 Queens of Swords from the few cards that I have on the table. I'm going to leave Wee Moon and Oya. Wee Moon and Dark Goddess for sure. And I think so these will be 3. This is Guardian Tarot. Is that the right? I'm getting my deck names mixed up now. Sorry, because I have the decks out for the Kings, and I just realized. Oh, sorry, Gaian Tarot, not Guardian. Gaian Tarot. I love this acknowledgement of environment, sound, healing, voice. It all just sort of comes together here. I'm going to leave the Power. I mean, this one is such a powerful card, without a doubt. And Druidcraft. This would be my favorite second to the one I was describing earlier from the Ostara Tarot. So top 5 Queen of Swords cards, left to right, and this is for today, is the Gaian, Druidcraft, Wee Moon, Tarot of the Strange Branches, and the Dark Goddess. Thank you for joining me, and I'll be back shortly with the King of Swords. Have a lovely rest of your day. Namaste.